Hello and welcome to episode, I think this is 11. I think it's 11. And in this exciting episode, we are going to take the grades these arrays of grades, and we're going to use them to change the colors of these peg. These are peg holes. We're going to put pegs in them, white and black pegs. Um, looks like if I refresh, looks like I have an error here. And what this error says is blah 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 blah. It's missing this thing. When I see this, I think, hey, wasn't that font? Wasn't that the font I stuck in earlier? Yes, it is. Well, remember that was being used from a CDN, and we were getting that directly from this. But why aren't we getting it now? And that's because I am not hooked up to the internet. In fact, I was very surprised that my jQuery was working. I just did a little test before I started this. And the reason my jQuery works, I'm guessing, is because I have it is cached. Okay, so let's get an example of what I want. When I refreshed it, there's a secret code made. I'm going to say ding, 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 ding. That's my guess. Submit. 2-2. That 2-2 makes, in this block, not any of the other ones, in this block, two of these become white. And if I do another guess, I'll do a real guess. Since two of them are white, I'm switching those two, and I'm bringing in the two colors I didn't use. But I'm not going to solve this whole thing. Submit. Okay, then I would just have one. And if there's two, I want to say, well, this is the first, second, third, fourth. So this one would have had this one and this one. This one would have had just this one. And then the rest of them stay blue. So let's make that happen. And the first thing we have to do is figure out, how do I grab this and then make it so the next guess I grab that. We did something very similar when we did these. We messed around with the IDs and we did some cleverness to make that happen. Well, you've seen that trick, so let's just try it a different way. By the way, what we're doing is, these are just DOM elements, and we are making our active one point somewhere else. This is DOM manipulation, so that just screams jQuery. So let's do some jQuery. I went in here, I'll show what I did because, and I called just this one, I called this first grade. Remember, we have our guess pegs and our grade pegs. Well, for this one only, I called it first grade. I didn't call this second grade, third grade, fourth grade. This one's first grade. The other ones don't need a name, so I called it first grade. Get it? Get what I did there? All right. Back in our JavaScript. We gotta test as we go. Let's log the thing at first grade. And Command S to save that. Command S to save you. Refresh. And you see this thing here? We made an array of things. We don't want the array, we want the thing. Inside of the array, the zeroth and the one and only, the zeroth and only, I would just say that thing is that. So we could say the zeroth one. And there it is. Okay. But the next time we want to grab the next one, the previous one, and there's a little cool jQuery thing, .prev. Let's see if this works. We might have to do some manipulating. .prev. Save that. Command S. Refresh this. Does not like that. It does not. For a couple of reasons. Okay, this is going to blow your mind. We jQueryized this, and then we added this thing to it. Now we have to jQuery. So this gave us an array. All of it together is an element. We have to jQueryize this. Is that blowing your mind? Why do we got to do that? I think I said it somewhat correctly. Refresh. There we are. But now we have the array of previous items. Oh, this is getting so annoying. So we have to say 0 here. Here we go. The first thing in the array, when I touch it, is this thing going to light up? No, this thing lit up. Dang it. But this is the previous one. Or is it? Let's look at the index.html. What is the thing previous exactly to this? This. So could I say the previous to that? Well, not exactly, because we would have to step, because this is these are the only two things at this level. We'd have to step up this branch and then down this one. So if we grab the parent of this, right? The parent of this is this one. Is this guess row. And then we grab the previous of that, we would be grabbing this. And then if inside of this we did a search for the grade pegs, that would do it. Holy cow. That sounds pretty complicated. So what did I just say? I said let's do the parent. P-A-R-E-N-T. And do I need this here? Probably. I'm going to get rid of it. Saved looks like. Refresh. Oh, of course I need it. I'm sorry. Okay, so that is the parent element. Notice it's grabbing this and this because that's what the parent has. The thing previous to the parent, just getting so mad. Okay, I'm gonna do this a little differently because I think there is a way where I don't have to do these zeros. Command X. Let's call it the next grader. Not greater, greater. Let's call it the next grade. Equals pretty much this. And when we log something, we're going to log that. Command V. I do like that. This is parent of this. But I think I should be able to go like this. .prev without having to put that 0 thing there. We'll know in a second. Well, this gives me an array, and what does it give me an array of? Oh, something lit up there. It gives me the parent, and it gives me the previous to the parent. Okay. All right. If I say the 0th one of that, then see how this shows up as an array. Let me just close this. How I can tell this is an array is it puts it in brackets for me, and it's an array of things, and there's only one thing in it. And they don't even call it the first thing; they call it the 0th thing. But if I put a 0 here, Command S, and I refresh this, there, now it just gives me that. So if I set, so console next grade equals that. But you know what? We don't want that exactly. We want the grade pegs thing inside of it. So I'm gonna borrow this line right here. And Command C. And Command V. Let my active, what happened here? Oh, it's just because of that. Let's call it active grade, the one we're actually working on, equal the next grade, which suddenly seems like the last grade. Command V. Can I call it that? Should I just call it last grade? Then in a minute it'll make sense to call it next grade again. And we don't want that. We're looking at the grade peg. Grade peg. And not the peg, we want the whole box. That was the grade pegs. So hopefully when I Command C, Command V, when I console log the active grade, it would be so nice if just that lit up. Okay, refresh. And then let's, because you see it's an array. That's what I'm about to cry. I'm going to put a 0 in there. Again, take refresh. Okay, it's an element. Is it this element? Yes, it is. I have made fire. Okay, now, okay, we figured out how to do that. We sort of did it in a random spot. Where should we be doing it? So I'm not going to get rid of this. This code is golden. It's got the secret to life right there, and happiness. Just got to figure out what to do with it. When I click submit, console. Remember, I make the grade right here. That's right. We want to do some. We need a place to put this. That's what we're waiting for. So this is our place to put it. So I need to tell it this. Okay. Thinking. By the way, when I go silent, that's the sound of thought, intense thought. And when I trail off in a sentence, that's just because I used my speech power. I went to my brain, so I had to stop speaking. Okay. Where to place it? So pretty sure I've already used that. Let the next place to go equal. If we put all this in a function and just return the active grade. So I'll call this grade box. How about that? Let the grade box equal the function get grade box. So when I'm done writing this get grade box function, it is going to return me the box of where I want to put this grade. And we're of course going to have it so it updates. Okay. I think since I'm going to bring this golden material, Command X. I'm not getting rid of it. I just cut it so I can paste it down here. I'm not going to leave it here. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I just want to keep it close. And then I called this get grade box, right? I did. I'm really sure of it. And there's a way to check it. Autocomplete. And if I say get grade, see that right there? That says that exists somewhere in this code, and we know that's how I checked it. Okay, so let next grade equals the first. See this first grade? We only use this once. I think I'm going to leave this out of here. I'm not leaving. And when I say out of here, I don't mean out. I mean outside of a function. I'm probably going to end up putting it back on top because remember, I declare everything up here. Well, this is just a declaration. Let next grade equal that. So maybe I could call that the first grade. There you go. There you go. Maybe I can do that. But anyway, for right now, I'm going to leave it that. And the active grade is the next grade, which is talking about that one. So now I'm back to leaving it the next grade. Okay. Can I just put this in here? Command X, Command V. And I got backspace. Okay. My active grade just became that, even if it happens in here, because this is a global variable. It's outside of all functions. It's outside of everything except for this document.ready.function. And some people will tell you that it is bad practice to use those global variables, especially as much as I use them. It's not truly a global variable because it's inside of that, but it's global-esque. And I was programming with somebody, and I'm like, well, I know we're not supposed to use globals. And they said, why? And he gave me this, and every time I said, well, because of this, and he'd say, why? And then he had this like look on his face that like, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. And I could have done without the look on his face, but he had a good point. His point was, did they give you a tool that you can't use? Why would they make it so you can do that if you shouldn't do that? I thought, wow. Okay. See this next grade thing here? Every time this is going to look at that. Every time it's going to look at it. And we only want it the first time. This is not as hard to fix as you think. And it has to do with global variables. Next grade, talking about this guy, is now this guy. So this line here happens once. Okay? It doesn't reset every time we run this. It just happens once because it's only. But this function, every time it's called, the first time it says make my active grade equal to this. But then the next grade becomes the active grade. So next time when it says active grade equals this, it's the new version of that, and then the new version. At least that's my working theory. So we're going to console log the active grade. And actually, maybe I shouldn't do it here. I should maybe do it above. Return. What am I returning? I am returning the active grade. Command V. Let's do this above. Whoa. Command C. I'm just going to get rid of that line after all. I don't want to print it right here. We're returning the active grade. Is it really that easy? I don't want to print this here anymore. And I do want to put this back up there. Command X, and I want to get rid of all this white space and even that comment. So you are going to join the ranks. You're just right there. You're just line 12. Let's get rid of that. Gradeway, we'll leave that for right now. Submitted, I let gradebox equal that. What I want to log is gradebox. And every time I hit submit, I want gradebox to become the next one. Because, see how this is all this color? Console log gradebox. Why isn't it like this? It's like there's something wrong. What's wrong there? Command C. Command V. Do you see a mistake? This word function right here should not be there. Delete. Okay, just see how this changed? So that's a good example of when just the color of these things is just, it tells you that there's a mistake. Yeah, that was brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to print the grade box. I'm going to hit submit, and it's going to the next one. I'm going to hover over what it prints, because you know when you hover over, it lights up. So when I'm going to hover over it, let's see, to make this happen, I think I have to play it. I got to put on all the pieces, hit submit, put on all the, because there's no submit button to hit. This is another thing about testing. Sometimes it's, you got to click, submit, wait, click this, blah, 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 and then think, oh, I forgot to do this little thing. Well, you'll see, because it'll probably just start to happen right here. Click, submit. I'm going to hover over you. Okay. I probably should have hovered over, well, I didn't log it first. So now I'm going to go click. Until I hit submit, this is still that one. So it could grade that one. I hit submit, hover over, I don't know what this was. Hover over this. What's line 38? Oh, it was right there too. But when I hit submit, it didn't log that. That's good to know. Click, submit. Uncaught error, cannot read property, get element by class name. Wow. Okay. I do not know what just happened. So let's go rethink the logic. This is just going to distract me. Console log grade box. When I hit submit, all of this happens. Console log grade ray. Okay. Let the grade box equal the get grade box, which is down here. Get grade box is let active grade equal the next grade dot get element by class name. So that means inside of this thing called next grade, So I guess maybe what we should do is in here, log the active grade. Because whatever's happening, it's happening, and maybe the next grade isn't getting reassigned. Well, we'll log the active grade, and if it works, and if we're seeing what we want to, then we'll log this one. So we're logging both. I'm going to keep the other one logged just to make sure they at least log the same thing. One's on line 34, then the other one's whatever, and I don't want to log this grade rate. It's just taking up screen space. So I just comment it out. Maybe I'll want it later. Refresh. Click, 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 click. Submit. Okay, look, you're both the same thing. Click, 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 click. Submit. Now you're both undefined. Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb and say my problem is when I say next grade equals active grade. Is next grade what this thing should be called? Command C. I'm Command C in it. So, and Command V. Log. Command C, Command V. So, okay, now it's going to print three things. The third thing it's going to print is the next grade, which at this point should be this. Debugging. It's an art all by itself. Submit. So this is what the function returned. This is what we're saying is active grade. This is the next grade. All right. Click, 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 click. Submit. Three things that are undefined. Well, the thing is, next grade, it had a meaning. This was the next grade. This is line 40. It says line 40. What the heck? Line 136. Line 136 because it called this. So yeah, it's actually printing them not in the order of the lines. Line 136, this thing was real. Okay. So the next time this thing said next grade dot get element by class name, why didn't that work? I'm going to take out this thing right here, Command X, and I'm going to put it right above this because it does exist here and in this active grade. So this should show two different boxes. Refresh. I'm just looking at red. Green, 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 green. Submit. Okay, this is when we're looking at 30. That's 33. That's 30. Okay, so next grade. Okay, I'm seeing a problem here. I'm seeing what I did wrong. Next grade can't become active grade because next grade is talking about the whole row. Active grade is talking about a piece of the row. So when I say now, and next grade, the very first time we see it, it grabs a whole row. It grabs the previous parent. Let's see what it grabs. I have it highlighted right here. 133. I'm going to highlight it. So this the first time I did it, nothing, it hasn't been reassigned yet. And I guess we want to see it, don't we? Look at what next grade, it's the whole row. So we don't want to make that. What if we just said next grade equals jQueryize it .prev, and because if it used to be this one, now it becomes that one. I like it. It makes sense. Command S. Oh, cancel. Command S here. It's actually already saved them. There's no blue dot. Refresh. White. Submit. Hover over these things. Okay. All right. Moment of truth. Submit. You're a liar. You're a liar. But see this right here? It's an array. This is printing from 133, so oh my goodness, that 0 thing is killing me. But at least I know what to look for. All right. Yellow. Lucky yellow. Isn't that what they say? They're gonna after this. Come on, yellow. Make history. Look at that. 135. That's where it says the active one. It happened, and if I do it again, submit, the new active one is right there. Yellow, you did it. Okay, I was gonna go a little further with this, but this has gotten long, so I'm gonna save it. Next go around, we're gonna put the colors in. I think that's where we're at. We got to put the colors in there. All right. Thanks very much for watching. See you in episode 12.